Hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire geek, and welcome to episode 51 of Magnificent Mondays. And this week, as you may guess from the screensaver behind me and my shirt that I'm wearing, hang on, yes, that side, there we go. We're doing Stargate, but the movie, not the series. We're doing the movie Stargate, the original one from 1994, and starring Kurt Russell and James Spader, and Josh Temple's here saying, "Mad as a harpoon ready, but I'd rather a Zat." I've got one over there somewhere, a homemade one. But we don't see Zats in this. We only see Zats at the end of season 1 of SG1, didn't we? But anyway, Wingrace said a few days ago, undomesticated equines could not keep him away. And then he's just said just now, I thought we were doing the entire series, all 10 seasons. And 5 seasons of Atlantis and 2 seasons of Universe, but we're not doing Infinity. Forget that. No, we're just doing the movie. So, but before we start, don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, join us in the live chat. Laura's here, saying she loves Stargate. Everybody loves Stargate. If you don't love Stargate, there's something wrong with you. That's what I'm saying. Where were we? Right, we're live on YouTube. Yes, we are. We should be live on Rumble, I hope. Yes, we are. And we should be live on Twitch, fingers crossed. Yes, we're live on all those platforms. Right. Later on, I'll upload it to Spotify and Amazon Music podcasts. I'm also on Facebook, X, and Instagram. Links are in the description for all that. As are links to my 2 books. They're underneath a pile of DVDs. Check them out in the links in the description. Right, is that it? I've also got a Patreon page where I upload stuff, some exclusive stuff for Patreon, some early access videos and stuff like that. I've also got a merch shop. I haven't got a piece of merch at hand where you can, get T-shirts and beanie hats and stuff like that, cups, mugs, whatever, with the logo and other designs on. Right. So, Stargate, 1994. Written and directed by Roland Emmerich, written by Dean Devlin and Roland Emmerich. I'll sort myself out eventually. Starring Kurt Russell, James Spader, Jay Davidson, Vivica Lindfors, who else? Oh God, my mind's... Alexis Cruz, Millie Avatal, Leon Rippey, Jimon Honsu, probably mispronouncing that, Eric Avari, French Stewart, and others. Richard Kind, he pops in as well. Amazing music score from David Arnold. I think it might have been his first major movie score, I think. Apparently we're working in a record shop when he got the gig to do this film. Unbelievable, I know, but yeah. I think this may have been his first major movie score. But it's astonishing. What else? Had a budget of $55 million. Originally, when Dean Devlin and Roland Emmerich were shopping it around, to studios and stuff, I think they came across... I've forgotten the name of the studio that initially agreed to do it. It wasn't Centropolis, because that's Roland Emmerich's own studio, isn't it? I can't remember it now. Studio Canal, that was it. Studio Canal. They were shopping it around, and they said something along the lines of, yes, we'd like to do it, but we can only, do a maximum budget of $25 million. And Dean Devlin said, oh, that's amazing, because that's exactly how much it'll cost this film to make. And then it ended up costing $55 million. But it did well at the box office in 1994, grossing just under $200 million, so it did pretty well. I think it was something like the second highest grossing film of that year, I think. I've seen it somewhere. Where have I seen it? Never mind. But it was a pretty high grossing film. I can't remember what the highest grossing film of that year was. Wingrace says, I wish I had a budget of $55 million. I wish I had the budget of $5 million. I'd 500,000 would do me. Anyway, so let's get on with the film, shall we? I watched the film with the commentary today. The commentary gets me really angry from Dean Devlin and Roland Emmerich. Dean Devlin's not too bad, apart from when he says he tries to poo-poo the series. I think they did the commentary probably not long after the series had started. And he tries to poo-poo it, saying, "Oh, we've nothing to do with the series," as though they're trying to make out that the series is bad. I'm talking about Stargate SG-1, obviously. But I was sat there shouting at the telly, saying, "No, the series actually improved. We're better than your film, mate." But I still love this film. But anyway. And Roland Emmerich is just, you can't tell what he's saying. He's got a worse accent than me. And it's all... I a lot, but Roland Emmerich is just kind of like... That's it. Kind of like... That's all he says all the time. Like, kind of... And there's another one as well. Another thing he says, I can't remember what it is. But anyway, whatever. Right, so, we'll get on with the film, shall we? We'll get on with the film. We'll not be watching it, because we'll get into trouble. So we're watching a series of stills. I'll try and remember what I've learned about it in the commentary. And I watched a documentary as well yesterday. The making of Stargate. That's on the Blu-ray. Two documentaries, actually, is on the Blu-ray. Not a bad Blu-ray. What happened then? Had they planned the trilogy, it would definitely be a pretty forgotten relic. No offence. Yeah, pretty much. I think they'd done the trilogy and then nobody had talked about it again, because I think the series super improved and actually made it make more sense. But anyway. Right, so, where's that gone? Come back. There we go. Right, so, I'll make myself titchy tiny. Hang on, I've got to get rid of the... keeps going off for some reason. Where am I? There we go. Right, we're off. Right, come back, you. There you go. And I'll add that to... Stop going off! Is it because that's on? I wanted to... We'll get this out of the way before I start the film, because I think it's because I've got this on the screen. I'm going to talk about, when we got to them, the Horus guards and the Anubis guards in the film, which are really good masks. I really like them. The helmets or headpieces or whatever it is they call them, that they're wearing. You know, they're really cool. And then I remember when I first watched SG-1, Children of the Gods, which is what this scene's from, and I'm really disappointed with these new helmets, as you can see. As I won't play them. There you go. And I thought, well, you know, at least they're practical, and because the CG of them retracting in the film is kind of dated now, but they look cool when they've got them on. But anyway, so that's all I wanted. That's all I got that on for. So right, we'll try the film anyway. Wingray says, which means Amazon will eventually go with a sequel to the movie and not SG-1. Probably. I don't know. I don't think Amazon's going to do anything with Stargate, to be honest. I don't know why they're dragging the heels. You'd think they'd just throw money at it and just get something done. Just do, you know, something like, you know, Continuum or Ark of Truth, or even, you know, Stargate Origins. Just get something done. But anyway, enough of this black screen. Off we go. Whoa, I forgot to mute it. Hang on. Right, off we go. Right, we're off. There we go. This is going to be the there we go. Studio Canal, which I think is a French company. I think. Hey, off we go. Mario Casar presents with the amazing score. We'll have a quick listen to the score from David Arnold. I think one of the great science fiction scores ever is up there with Star Trek and Star Wars and Superman and all that stuff. I think it's up there is the Stargate theme from David Arnold. Of course, he would go on to do James Bond. He did a few James Bond films, didn't he? And the theme from Wing Commander, a film which I like, and it's got an amazing theme. Give it the budget of one episode of Rings of Power. Well, yeah. Or The Acolyte. Yeah. But that. Anyway, so there we go. Stargate. By the way, we're in an opening sequence here, which is gliding over a... I don't know what it's supposed to be. Oh, shush. Over a... I think it's supposed to be like a sarcophagus, what they call them. Sarcophagus. With a pharaoh's face on, which looks like Akhenaten. But for many seasons, this opening were the opening titles for SG1 in the UK. Maybe the rest of Europe as well, I don't know. But at least it was for the UK. We didn't get the whiz-bang, action-packed opening that you got in America. But we just got this. But anyway, so off we go. There we go. Jay Davidson, he plays Ra. There you go. Music by David Arnold. Jay Davidson, by the way, paid $1 million for this. I think he only did 2 films. I think. And some short films. He didn't like acting, apparently. And he says, I'll do it for $1 million. And they said, okay, fine. So there we go. And he doesn't do a lot in this film, to be completely honest. But anyway. I think they wanted him because he got an Oscar nomination for The Crying Game, didn't he? A film which I've seen once. I can't really remember much about it, apart from the music. Josh Temple says Wing Commander was good. Yeah, I enjoyed Wing Commander. On reruns, they use this as the opening a lot too. It's annoying. I prefer the whiz-bang opening that shows clips and stuff rather than this, because it's a bit boring, isn't it? It's cool, but, I've just seen it a few times. It's a bit boring. Battlestar Galactica also had great music. The original or the redo. The original with, not Stu Francis. Don't sound right. Might have been. The original. The new ones was Bear McCreary, wasn't it? But I liked, they were different, weren't they? But the original Battlestar Galactica, yes. That one. But anyway, off we go. It's also easy to tell which season they're on if they show the whiz-bang intro. Yeah, it is, yes. But anyway. I don't know why they didn't show that over here. I wonder why we had to make do with this. But anyway, so off we go. Written by Dean Devlin and Roland Emmerich. I think this was Dean Devlin's first major... no, it wasn't, because he did Universal Soldier before this, didn't he? Or maybe... No, I think in the commentary it says this is his first producer credit. So maybe he didn't get a producer credit on Universal Soldier. But anyway. Laura Smith said original. Yes, the original Battlestar Galactica theme. Not Stu Francis. That doesn't sound right. I'm going to have to look that up now. You've got me wondering. Oh dear. I don't care. We're live. Battlestar Galactica theme. Stu Phillips, that's it, Stu Phillips. Stu Francis is like a kids' TV presenter in the UK. That's why it were in my head. Where were we? There we go. Wingrace says, I'll wildly speculate because Showtime owned the rights to the intro or some random rights thing. Possibly. But you think it'll be part of the, it's part of the episode, isn't it? So, do credit sequences, are they a separate rights thing? That's weird, isn't it? But anyway, I don't know. Right, so here we go. By the way, we're watching the extended version of Stargate, not the theatrical version. So we begin 8,000 BC. There we go, North African desert, 8,000 BC. This is where we're going to see Jay Davidson as unnamed caveman. No, they're not cavemen, but hunter-gatherers. Supposed to be hunter-gatherers in North Africa, aren't they? Into Egypt. So there we go. And if you notice, when you see Jay Davidson in this scene, you always see him from the chest up, because apparently he refused to remove his nipple rings from his pierced nipples. What a dick. Anyway. But that's not Jay Davidson, apparently. This is another actor for some reason. Maybe it's a reshoot, I don't know. But anyway. And obviously that mustn't be Jay Davidson, because as you can see his nipples. Anyway, so there we go. It goes out. Everybody's cowering in fear, by the way. We're seeing a spaceship coming down. Is it going to show it? There we go. See a spaceship descending from the heavens, all lightning and stuff going on. Look. And everybody's running in fear, but he's curious, so he's going to investigate. And obviously it doesn't go well. There you go, he looks up, sees the ship, and then a light comes from it. There we go. And whisks him away, and then we flash to 1928 Egypt with an old car bombing over the camera, running over the cameraman. And then we cut to Giza. just outside Cairo. The only thing that's real in this image are these people and that palm tree. But that palm tree is not entirely real either, because apparently these people were filmed in, I think, Yuma, Arizona. The rest of it's digital, CG. But parts, so the leaves on the palm tree, some of those are digitally added as well, because according to Roland Emmerich, it was dying. They planted it and it just withered instantly. So anyway, so there we go. So that's all that's real. On the car, obviously, is real. But everything else is CG. Right, so here we are. By the way, that's the Great Pyramid, I think. There, is it? Or is that the Great Pyramid? That's probably the Great Pyramid. That's Khufu's pyramid, that's Khafre's pyramid, and that's probably Menkauri's pyramid. So there we go. I've been there. It's pretty cool, but 20 minutes. It's not long, is it? Not long to stay there, is it? That's what the guide allowed us. 20 minutes at the Sphinx, 20 minutes at the pyramids. That was it. Unbelievable. Anyway, right. So here we go. We're at a dig. And I always thought these were Germans. Catherine Langford and her father. Cause I thought they were speaking German, but apparently they're not. This is subtitled, by the way, because they're not speaking English. I thought they were speaking German, because the Germans were big into Egyptology, weren't they, back then? And Joshua Kanapke's here. Yay! Here he comes to save the day. The Council of Joshuas has convened. We didn't open any canopic jars while you were there. Not deliberately. And Joshua says, howdy, folks. Welcome. We've just started. I forgot where I was now. Oh, Germans. I thought they were Germans. Because they sound Germans when they're speaking. But apparently, the actor that's playing Professor Langford, I forgot his first name, is it Paul? I think it is. Catherine's father, apparently speaking Norwegian. So, there we go. Which is the actor's native tongue. But I thought they were German. But they're not. Anyway, there with various things. And then she finds a necklace. Is it going to show it? With the eye, there we go. With the eye of Ra on it. So she steals that, essentially, because she's a little bloody thief. Zickers, yes. They're German in the show. Are they? Oh. I thought they were because she's like got this thick American accent as the actress that plays the old Catherine, hasn't she? Oh, excuse me. In the show. I thought they just retconned it, but anyway. Anywho. Maybe they are speaking German, but later on, when he says something, does Professor Langford, he says it in Norwegian, apparently. Right, so here we go. They're going to find, it's going to show us the, hang on, I've missed a bit, haven't I? Where? Oh, there we go. There we go. They're showing us the cover stones. These were over the Stargate, apparently. So it's fantastic. So, they're the cover stones that were covering the Stargate, and then cuts to where they're lifting it for some reason. I don't know why. You'd think they'd be a bit more delicate with it, wouldn't you? Because they don't know it's an alien device. But there it is. The first glimpse at the Stargate. Chapter Eye. So, although they don't say that in this film. But I was saying it. I was saying it. As we were watching it earlier on. When Ra was saying, take the... for the later on, take the thingy, whatever's later on, to the Stargate. And I was like, he'd be saying, take it to the Chapter Eye. But never mind. When Daniel visits her in 1969, they speak in German. Oh, right, fair enough. Must be German then. Must just be that one thing where he says, where is it? It says it back here. Where are we? He says, what is that? No, it's not that bit. It must be coming up. Hang on. Oh, it might be this bit. Whatever. Anyway, it says something like, what the hell is that? Or something like that. And apparently it's in Norwegian. I don't know, because I don't speak Norwegian. All I know Norwegian words is øl is Norwegian for beer. Because I went once. And we went like, we didn't know any other words, so we just went, there were three of us, and we went, øl. Oh dear. Because we didn't actually go to Norway for a holiday or whatever. We were just passing through. We went on the ferry to Norway and then went round Europe on the train. But anyway, whatever. Right, so we're back here. Underneath the Stargate, which is a cool title for a song, they find these the remains of an Anubis guard. There we go. Well, you call it a Jafar, even though they don't call them that in this, but in SG1 they're called Jafar, aren't they? There we go. It says, looks like some kind of fossil. But I think in the show this would never happen, would it? This would never happen. But they describe it in the commentary. They said the Stargate was buried, thousands of years ago, and then somebody tried to come through, but because it was buried under the stones, it rematerialised in the stones and instantly fossilised. But we learned in the series that wouldn't happen, would it? If there's a big enough gap between the stones and the event horizon of the Stargate, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, or ahead of the film, but anyway, it'd either just not rematerialise at all and just dissipate as energy, wouldn't it? Or, if there were a big enough gap, it'd just blow the stones up, wouldn't it? But anyway, with the kawoosh. But whatever. But I'm getting ahead of the film. So there we go. They found something under a fossilised Anubis guard. And I think there's a Horus guard in there as well. If I'm getting that right. No, is it Horus? Yeah, I think it's Horus. Right, and then we cut to present day. There we go. And here's Catherine Langford as an old lady played by Vivica, or I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Vivica Lindfors. In her penultimate film, she did another film after this, and then she passed away. You may know her from Exorcist 3, where she played that kind of loony nurse. And she was also in Creepshow, in the story in Creepshow with the I Want My Cake, Father's Day, that one. She was in that. Could have gated into an air pocket like Teal'c in 100 Days, and then that pocket later filled with water, allowing the remains to fossilise. How very scientific, Wingrace. Yes, it could have done. It could have done. We'll say that, eh? Shall we say that? Yes, that's exactly what happened. Anyway, so here goes. She's going into. This is in a hotel, by the way, in Los Angeles. It's in the Park Plaza Hotel, in the ballroom of the Park Plaza Hotel in LA on Parkview Street, South Parkview Street. So there we go. So here we're going to meet Daniel Jackson, James Spader as Daniel Jackson, giving a talk on basically ancient aliens. He's saying the pharaohs of the 4th dynasty didn't build the pyramids at Giza because of reasons, and obviously nobody believes him. But apparently he said, I don't think he says it here, but I might do, I don't know. But he said it apparently in his other works, that there were landing platforms for spaceships, and it turned out to be true. Hello, Scottish Geek Guy. Howdy fibs. What's a fibs? Anyway. And Josh Temple concurs with Wingrace's theory. Yeah, so do I. Anyway, so all right, and so this chap, somebody somewhere points out, because Daniel Jackson says in this edifice, the Great Pyramid of Khufu, there's no writings or inscriptions in it anywhere at all. And then this chap points out that Colonel Weiss, the chap who used dynamite to enter the Great Pyramid, by the way, but never mind. He points out that Colonel Weiss discovered quarry marks in the chambers above the King's Chamber, the spaces above the King's Chamber. They found quarry marks on the stones, which mentioned Khufu by name. And he says, "Oh, they're fake." And there is still some debate about whether those quarry marks are real or not. There are quarry marks, which is essentially at the quarry, where they quarried the stone for the Great Pyramid. They used like red paint or something like that to write on, basically, this stone is going, wherever. And they found stuff like that. But they also supposedly found a cartouche with Khufu's name in it. And that's a bit, a bit convenient, isn't it? They just happened to find that. But anyway, whatever. Wingray says, hang on, Scottish Geek Guy says, howdy folks, Stargate the movie I've not watched in a long time. It's a cool film. I've watched it twice today. Stand corrected, if they do remake Stargate, they're allowed to replace Daniel with Giorgio A. Tsoukalos playing himself. Yes. And he'd be saying, did aliens build this Stargate? Absolutely, yes! That's what he'd say, that's what he always says. Anyway, he's pointing out that they found inscriptions. There we go. On Khufu's name within the pyramid. And then he says, oh, that was forged. Well, I hope you can prove it. I think this is Kit West, I think. I could be wrong. Either him or him. I'm not sure which one. The production designer. Anyway, so they're all laughing and they don't believe him. Somebody says something else. Oh, who do you think built the pyramids? And it mentions aliens. I think I don't have any idea who built them. They go, men from Atlantis or Martians, perhaps. And they're all having a good old laugh. Because, you know, academia, the bastards are they? But anyway. But they all decide they're all leaving, apart from one chap. There he is. This one chap. Oh, here we go. She's starting. Just let me go let the cat out. Just bear with me. Gonna get you. I am. I'm back. Bloody hell. Every time, innit? Well, just about. Anyway, so, apart from this chap, I think he's supposed to be like his mentor or something like that, Daniel Jackson's mentor. I don't know the name of the actor, but he's been in Babylon 5. He played Father Theo in Babylon 5. See, it's my fault. She just has to go when I'm around. Yeah, she doesn't like Joshua Kanapke for some reason. No, it's my voice. I think she just hates my voice, like everybody seems to. Right, where were we? Let's see if we find out his name. I don't know if he's got a name in this. Because I don't think he has any lines. Yes, it was Kit West as a professor. Uncredited. Bear with me. I don't know who he is. I don't know his name. I should look up Babylon 5, Brother Theo. But never mind. So they've all left him, apart from that one fella. He's talking about how the hieroglyphics just, appeared in the first two dynasties. 'Cause essentially, the Egyptian civilization just popped up suddenly in 3100 BC. They found evidence of, previous, not civilization, but previous settlements and stuff dotted about. But then just suddenly, bang, the Egyptian writing and the first dynasty, I'll say it American way, in 3100 BC. With the Scorpion King, not the Rock. Anyway. Right, so they've all gone. And he says, is there a lunch or something? Anyway, there's Catherine watching him. Right, so he comes out into the rain. Roland Emmerich says he's always got to have at least one rainy scene in all of his films. I'm trying to think, the one in Universal Soldier? There probably were. But anyway, so he gets waylaid by the military and gets told to step into this car where Catherine's awaiting. And in he goes. So there she's, these are your parents. And he says foster parents. That's just to establish he's got no family. So he's nothing to leave behind when he goes on his mission. There you go, foster parents. So I think that's the only reason why we're told, we've got foster parents. But anyway, so he's talking about all his accomplishments and his books he's written and all that stuff. And he says, do you want to prove that your theories are true? About pyramids being landing platforms for alien spaceships. And he says, I'm just going to go now. And then she says, go where? You've just been evicted. You've no money. Everybody laughs at you. But come and work for me. And everything will be lovely. So she gives him plane tickets and stuff like that. So off he goes. Right, then we cut to an autumnal scene somewhere. Probably Colorado Springs, I imagine. But he has his uncle and his grandfather. Will his grandfather still be in the loony bin at this time? I forgot his name now. Isn't that goes off with the big aliens? Or is that what you're on about? Is that his uncle? I thought it was his granddad. Whatever. And he's also got Sarah, hasn't he? He's got Sarah as well. She's still knocking about somewhere. I know she's not related, but anyway. Right, so we're here at the O'Neill house. So there you go. Mrs. O'Neill, is your husband at home? We'd like to speak to him. And he says, you can try. And she looks here. I don't know. We don't get a good look at Mrs. O'Neill. But from the side, she reminds me, I forgot the name of the actor. He always plays baddies in films. She kind of looks like him, the way she's got a jaw there. Win Grace will know him. He played the Romulan Admiral in Enterprise, and he played the alien bounty hunter in the X-Files. But anyway, kind of reminds me of him from the side. Sorry, love. I'm sure you're a lovely woman, but you look like that man. But he will learn that he's not getting on with his wife. And there we go. We see he's sitting in his son's bedroom. His son's named something different in this than what he's in the series. I think, is it Charlie in the series? And in this it's something else. Maybe it'll show us on something. Or maybe it did back there. There we go. Tyler O'Neill. It's called Charlie in the series. Yes, Tyler. They're not Baldwin. No, not a Baldwin. He's not a Baldwin. What we're thinking of. I'm going to have to look him up now. I'm going to have to look him up. Alien Bounty Hunter X-Files. That'll be the best way. There he is. Play Brian Thompson. That's what I'm thinking of. Brian Thompson. Dear. Look him up. Anyway. Right, so where were we? Looking at the pictures. Because we learned that his son Tyler accidentally killed himself with O'Neill's, sidearm. And then we see he's sitting there. Is he contemplating ending it all? Or is he just holding the gun that killed his son? I don't know. But he's just sitting there with his long hair. Then the door opens and hang on. There's a knock at the door. Oh, and he stashes the gun under the pillow, which curiously, coincidentally, don't know, has Egyptian hieroglyphs on the pillow, on Tyler/Charlie's pillow. Adam Baldwin is the not Bald. Yes, I get mixed up with Adam and Stephen, but it's Adam, isn't it, that's the good Baldwin, and not related to the others. Anyway, coincidentally, Egyptian hieroglyphs and art on his pillowcase. Coincidence? Who knows? Right, so we learn apparently he's been reactivated. This happens twice in his life, doesn't it? Because apparently he'd retired or something, or because of what happened to his son, he'd left the Air Force, Colonel O'Neill, and he's been reactivated. At the beginning of the SG-1, he's retired and then gets reactivated again. Anyway. Jane Cobb. He's Adam Baldwin. But I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about Brian Thompson. Anyway. But here we go. They're from General West's office. General West obviously would be replaced in SG-1 with General Hammond. But at the moment it's General West, who is Leon Rippey. But anyway, so here we go. You've been reactivated. So here they come out now to the car and they say, what's his problem? He says, his son killed himself and all that stuff. By the way, these are US Air Force. You may have noticed I'm SG-3. can you see? SG3, which isn't an Air Force unit, it's a Marine unit. That's why I haven't got the Air Force. I've got an SG1 top, but it's in my wardrobe behind loads of other stuff now. I couldn't be bothered moving things out of the way to get to it. But this one were handy. Anyway, right. So here we go. We're not at NORAD. What do they call it? Cheyenne Mountain. We're not at Cheyenne Mountain. We're at Creek Mountain or something like that. There we go. Military installation, Creek Mountain, Colorado. Why did they just say? Obviously, they didn't get permission to have Cheyenne Mountain, but they did for the series a lot. And the real Cheyenne Mountain actually has a door that says Stargate thing, and you go in it, and it's a broom cupboard or something, isn't it? Anyway, so here we are. We're at not Cheyenne Mountain. Here we go. Is that Kowalski? I think that's Kowalski, isn't it? In this is a lieutenant, but I've seen in other places he's described as lieutenant colonel, but he never gets to that rank. In SG when he becomes a major and dies. But anyway, here we see that he's got Daniel's got allergies. There he goes, he sneezes a lot. That says it always happens when he travels. There we go. Right, so you notice they're done level 28 or sub-level 28, and in they go to the. This isn't actually. I don't think it's the SG1 set. This was built in. I've forgotten. Oh dear. Where is it? I've written down here somewhere. The Queen Mary Dome. There we go. Interior of Stargate facility. The Queen Mary Dome. Sorry. That's where this is in Long Beach, in California. That's where this was filmed. Right, so here we're meeting Richard Kind, who's one of the scientists there, and I think she's called Barbara Shaw. I don't know. She just tends to stare at him a lot. If you watch, she's just like staring at Daniel Jackson all the time. I like the SG-1 Kowalski. I wish he'd hung around as a secondary character, but nice when he came back. Yeah, it was good. Shame what happened to him. Terrible thing to have for an archaeologist. Or allergies. Pretty much, yeah. Anyway, so here we go. So they're taking him to see the cover stones, and as you're watching, look, she's just staring at him. Look, hang on, she comes through the door. Look, she's just staring at him. Actually, so is Richard Kind. Richard Kind, who, as Windgrace knows, was in Stargate Atlantis as well. Right, no, gone too far. There we go. So here we see the cover stones, which it's kind of a replica, isn't it, of the Stargate that we're going to see later. They've apparently copied the symbols that are on the Stargate on the outer ring, and the middle bit is the point of origin, the address for what we wouldn't come to know as Abydos. But not in this film, in SG-1. But anyway. But they haven't been able to translate it properly because some of the symbols, there's regular hieroglyphics on, but there's some symbols that they can't identify. Someone got a crush. Yes, I think she's got a crush on Daniel Jackson. Yeah, so she's still staring at him. Look. Oh no, she's looking up at them now. Right, so Catherine arrives, greets him. There's where we found it, Giza Plateau, 1928, and so doesn't know what the other things mean, so he's got to figure it out. And then we see there's the little figures on the other side that he crudely draws later on. Anyway, they said those aren't hieroglyphics. They might be a form of hieratic, or maybe cuneiform. They're obviously not cuneiform because that's. You can tell what cuneiform looks like. It's meant to be peg shaped, wedge shapes, isn't it? Like what a bloody linguist. Anyway, whatever. Then he comes over to Richard Kind. I forgot the name of his character. Let's have a look. Richard Kind. Where are you? Where are you, Richard Kind? Name of your character. Where the hell is he? There we go. Gary Myers. Dr. Gary Myers. Wait a second. Richard Kind and that random guy in the background have the same sweater. See, I've not noticed that. I'm going to have to go back now. Random guy in the background. Let's have a look. Oh, him there. Similar, it's a different colour, but similar. Wesley Crusher jumpers. Yeah, similar. Another one there on this side. Look, must big on sweaters at Stargate Command. Anyway, where were we? Hypnotic uniform. Alright, then it comes to Richard Kind's translation of what's on the cover stones. And he's got most of it wrong, apparently. So he starts changing it. The translation is wrong. He says, must have used Budge. Is it EA Budge? Something like that, I can't remember. Who, one of the earliest translators of Egyptian hieroglyphics. But we'd never have known what Egyptian hieroglyphics, said if we hadn't discovered the Rosetta Stone. But anyway. Well, it does get a bit chilly in the Rocky Mountains. I imagine so. But you'd think it'd be, kept at a decent temperature, wouldn't you? It's a military base. But anyway, whatever. Maybe not. Right, so he starts doing his own translation. So he's changing it, saying, excuse me, what are you doing? So, hang on. So see what his translation was. Yeah, said, time, millions. And he says, no, it's not time, it's years. And it's not coffin, it's sealed and buried, and it's not forever to eternity, it's for all time, and then it's not, hang on, let me get to it, hang on, back again, for all time, so a million years into the sky, sealed and buried for all time, it's not daughter heaven, are you ready? Dun, 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 Stargate. That's the name of the film. Hang on. Where is it? There we go.
He said it!
Oh dear. Also, having lots of computer stuff means getting pretty cold temps around the servers. It's probably super duper air conditioning. Roll credits, yeah. Oh dear. Should have had like a Star Wars opening. My camera's gone off again, hasn't it? Can you still hear me? My camera's bloody gone off again. There we go, back on. Why did my camera go off? Don't know. Just did. Stupid thing. For all eternity, idiot. Yes, that's off the Mummy, isn't it? So there we go, Stargate. So he's... So why is the military interested in 5,000-year-old Egyptian tablets? And then Jack O'Neill's arrived, and he says, I thought you said 10,000, or something along those lines. There we go. My report says 10,000. He's had his hair cut, and now it's like, Roger Ramjet, whatever, proper stiff. But here he is with O'Neill, 1L. O'Neill on his name badge. 1L. Anyway, so there he goes. Figure 10,000 is ludicrous. Egyptian culture didn't exist. But, their dating is conclusive. But anyway. But now we learn that he's been sent in. He's essentially taking over from Catherine, so she's not happy about that. Wow, this guy looks like Wyatt Russell. Yes, he does, doesn't he? Except he hasn't got a bigger chin as Wyatt Russell. Must have got it from his mother. Has Goldie Hawn got a massive chin? I don't know, but anyway. Right, so there you go. Catherine's talking to Jack, saying, what's going on? I was told I had complete autonomy, and he said, plans change. And he said, why are you here, she asks. And there you go. And he says, I'm here in case you succeed. So then, passage of time. I think it says 2 weeks later, actually. I think it says 2 weeks later. Yeah, we go. 2 weeks later. Daniel's still beavering away on his translation, but he needs coffee. And he goes saying he's never going to get paid. I think he says it a couple of times in this film, to be completely honest. But he's run out of coffee. Did you know, because of European rules, when you buy these coffee maker things, they turn off after 30 minutes. What's the point in that? Don't know, but they do. Because the European rules, electrical thing with the heating thing can't be on for longer than 30 minutes. So you've got to like sup a massive thing of coffee in 30 minutes. Anyway, so he's going to get more water. There's one of the guards reading his newspaper, and then he notices there's Daniel that there we go, on the front page of the paper for some reason. There's a thing about Orion. Orion up close. The constellation of Orion. But on the other side, ancient mystic predicts death of trees imminent. Eminent? Do you mean imminent? Unbelievable. Pollution control update as well. But anyway. But then the astrological. Astrological? It's all over the place, isn't it? Maybe this guard's into, freaky deaky 60s crap. Anyway, 2 weeks. Tendy? I don't know. Tendy off lower decks. That's the only Tendy I know. But anyway. So he notices that, and obviously it rings a bell. So he grabs it off the guard and says, "Can I borrow this?" And there we go. Because he's got to show us what he's looking at. He draws it in rough marker pen and then shows that it's there on the thing. So it's star constellations. Oh, yes, she's an Orion, isn't she? Yes, of course, yes, sorry. Yes. Twigged, yes. Yes, she's an Orion. From Star Trek. Anyway, so there we go. So he's now done it. He's worked out what it's all about. So now the bigwigs are coming in, General West and all them. They're coming in. They're going to have a big meeting. He looks like he's from the Navy, doesn't he? That's a naval thing, isn't it? Probably Office of Naval Intelligence or something like that. Right, so he's been introduced to people. There's Leon Rippey as General West. And apparently they said they didn't like his moustache that he was wearing. They thought it made him look like Hitler. And they were a bit upset when they said that to him. But never mind. Hello, Justin34. How are you doing? Where were we? So he's handing out his rolls of charts and stuff. And so he's going to describe now what he's worked out. He says, there we go, and that they thought the figures were words to be translated, but they're not. They're star constellations. So there we go. He gets out his sky atlas, and then he says this next thing is just gibberish nonsense, isn't it? 7 points outline a course to a position using star constellations as seen from Earth, but it still doesn't make a huge amount of sense. But anyway. So he shows it here in the form of a box in 3-dimensional space. So, and the 7th is the point of origin, the 7th symbol. So 6 symbols to point out a 3D space, and the 7th symbol for the point of origin. In the series, they essentially rather than being star constellations and all, it's essentially a code, isn't it? It's like a phone number, isn't it? But anyway, they changed a lot in the series. In this, the Stargate at the other end, as we'll see, has totally different things on it, glyphs. But anyway. But that's not what happens in SG1. They've all got the same 39. They've all got the same 38 glyphs, apart from one, which is the point of origin glyph. Something like that, innit? Anyway, so there's describing the point of origin, which is the symbol for Earth. So she says he's done it, and then Richard Kind says, "No, that symbol's nowhere on the device." And he says, "What device?" So they decide to show him. So we're going to get another look at the Stargate. So he says, "What is it?" She says, "It's your Stargate. Chapper eye." So So they decide they're going to have a go at dialing it now. So no sign of Siler or Walter or anybody yet, but anyway, never mind. I'm sure Siler's lurking somewhere with his massive wrench. But anyway, so they're getting ready to dial it up. But then as he's looking at this monitor, he notices that and he says, oh, stop. And it stops right there, thankfully. And he just has to start drawing all over this very expensive equipment. Saying, "No, that's the point of origin symbol. That's the symbol for Earth." And he's like, "Over there, in front of us all the time." Because they're thick. Anyway, so they're going to dial it up. Jackson has identified the 7th symbol. There is a Ritu watching, though. Could be. Right, so off they go. I wonder if Sam Carter's lurking somewhere. I don't know, but anyway. So here it goes. Right, they're dialing it up, doing all its cool stuff. Look, the thing's spinning. By the way, we learned it's made out of a mineral unlike any found on Earth, which we come to learn in the series is called Naquadah, which is obviously named it's after a place in Egypt called Naquadah or Nakada, something like that. Where I think the oldest pre-dynastic stuff's been found in ancient Egypt. It's all shaking. Look, oh no! It's just like the beginning of Star Trek 6, isn't it? On the Excelsior. So, right, anyway, here we go. So the dialing. Chevron 7 locked. There we go. Chevron 7 is locked in place. At least it's not unobtainium. I mean, we've seen that in 2 films, haven't we? The Core and Avatar. Love this movie and the shows. Yeah, I like the shows more though. But right, so it's gonna. There we go. Kawoosh. Cool. I bet they weren't expecting that, was they? Good to nobody standing there, isn't it? Just because they don't know what's going to happen, do they? Thankfully, they got everybody out of the room just in case. And then we get that bit out. They kind of did away with that bit after. I think they showed it in Children of the Gods, didn't they? But I don't think they bothered with it much after that, did they? The bit round the back of the Stargate. Anyway, so there we go. There's the event horizon. His pencil falls out of his mouth. Right, so they're going to send in a probe. I suppose this is what would become a MALP. I forgot what it stands for. Mobile Autonomous Laboratory Probe, something like that. I don't know, something like that. So they're sending this through to see what's on the other side of the Stargate. So in it goes. There you go. Making the noises. And now this is where it gets a bit... It diverges from the series, or the series diverges from this. But anyway. If this show, Wingress says, if this was made today, they would have a doofy scientist standing in front of the gate, taking readings. I'm detecting a surge of energy. Kawoosh. Yeah, there were just his shoes left. Yep. Which we've seen, haven't we, in the series, but not in that way. I saw this in the theatre when it came out. It was a mind-blowing experience. I really liked it when I first saw it. I didn't see it in the theatre, but I probably rented it on VHS back in the day. I loved it as well. But the series made it better. But anyway. Right, so they start to track. They're tracking where it's going. I don't know how they're doing that, but... and it says it goes to the other side of the universe, to the Kalium galaxy. Is it going to tell us here? There we go. There you go. Somewhere in the Kalium galaxy. What the hell is the Kalium galaxy? I have no idea. Why did they say that? Why say Kalium? Why don't they just say, like, M75 or something like that? Oh, I don't know what M75 is, but M32 or something like that. Andromeda Galaxy, or no, that's M31 in it. Why not? Say name of an actual galaxy. Nobody'd check, would they? But no, Kalium Galaxy. But obviously it's not. Oh, it has mass. Could be a moon or a large asteroid. It's a planet with moons. But anyway, where are we on that map? The blue dot. I think it's where she says it's gone to the other side of the known universe. There you go. But then, as we learn in the series, that's not actually true. The planet that they go to, which becomes known as Abydos, obviously named after the place in Egypt, is one of the closest planets to Earth. I think it says in the series somewhere how far away it is, but I can't remember. It's not that far. Is it 19 light years or something like that? It's one of the closest to Earth in the Stargate system, which is why they can still get a connection with it, because they didn't know how to account for stellar drift. Anyway. So, but in this film, they're going to the other side of the known universe, and so that's what we see in the probe sending pictures back, and then we'll see. That's where he says, "Hang on, where is it? Oh, they're getting readings about oxygen and stuff. They can breathe and not die." There we go. Markings are different. They don't match the symbols on our gate. But in the series, it was they tell us that the symbols on all the Milky Way gates are the same, apart from one, which is the point of origin. So there we go. Which makes sense, because in this film there's only 2 Stargates, one on Earth, one on Abydos. But in the series, obviously, there's thousands or millions or whatever Stargates around the Milky Way galaxy and beyond. So anyway, General West says we may have to abort because this project is for naught. For naught? That's when he did smack his hands with his glove. It's for naught. If they can't send people through, and they've got to be able to bring them back home, and Daniel Jackson says, I can translate the markings on the gate and get your team back, because I just know I can. Speaking of theatres, hope you don't mind me sharing a fantastic tidbit about cinema theatres in August. Yes, do tell. But before you do, I've just got to do that. There you go. Says, I could do that. He could translate it and get the people home, because he assumes that all the information will just be there. Just be there. Actually, there's an easy way for him to get the people home, but they just don't find it until SG1, but never mind. Anyway, so he's positive there. He's certain he can do it. So the mission's on. But before the mission's on, Jack goes to have a look at the fossil. There we go. There's the Anubis guard. And yeah, I think that's a Horus guard behind, isn't it? So they must have gone through together. And got splattered. Oh, and there's their staff weapons as well. I've got one of those in the shed that I made myself for conventions. Anywho, Joshua says, from August 12th to 18th, Cinemark will be showing great films from 1984. Cool. What came out in 1984? I'm trying to think. I can't remember. Late fall of 1994, such a fun time. This came out, and a few weeks later, Star Trek Generations came out. Cool. I like Generations, apart from the Captain Kirk bits. But anyway. So he's looking at that, and then General West comes in, and so he knows why he's going. They may find hostile, because they don't look friendly, do they? So they may find hostile life forms at the other side, so that's why they're sending Jack. Right, Karate Kid, Terminator, oh yes, Gremlins, oh yes, of course, Purple Rain. I'm trying to think of others as well. Buckaroo Banzai. God, I hate that film. And Supergirl, cool. I like Supergirl. I don't like Buckaroo Banzai. It's way overrated, that film. Oof, does me head in. Anywho, right, Daniel's packing his suitcase for his trip through the gate. And Catherine gives him her... There we go, hang on. There we go. Oops. There we go. Gives him her Eye of Ra necklace. So he takes that with him. There you go. I found it with Stargate when I was a child, she says in a Swedish accent, because she's Swedish. Picard and Kirk saved the day in Generations. Yes, they do, but I still don't like it. I've got my own edit, my Kirkless Generations edit, where I took Kirk out, and it's a good standalone TNG episode. But because I didn't like that Kirk died under a bridge. Supposedly they planned for the 8th and 9th chevrons to be other planets in this movieverse, and then that's it, 3 planets only. I bet they didn't. I bet they've said that after. After the, SG-1 did the things with the other chevrons. I bet they did. I bet that were their plan after the series has happened. Ghostbusters, Last Starfighter, Nightmare on Elm Street, Footloose, Temple of Doom. There's a lot of stuff out in '84, wasn't there? Last Starfighter would be great to see in theatre. Which we did, didn't we? How many of these films have we done? I've done Nightmare on Elm Street on Friday Night Appointment with Fear. I've done Last Starfighter on Magnificent Mondays. I did Buckaroo Banzai, didn't I? On back in Monday Morn. I think I've done Gremlins. Haven't I? I think. I could be wrong. Anyway. Anywho. Yeah, I'm sure to see all of them, but definitely 5 for sure. Anyway, so Catherine's giving him the necklace, the Ra thing for luck. And he says, "Can bring it back to me." So right, they're getting ready to go now. They're dialing up again. Still no sign of Walter. It's all serious. He's saying, ready, man. He's doing his absolutely badasses bit here. And then Daniel blows his nose really loudly for a bit of light relief. So they're getting ready. Here they go. There we go. The gate activates. They're going to show it again. They're going to get the money's worth of the effect. I don't know. No, I don't think they're showing it again, are they? So they're going through. Off they go. And apparently when they were filming it, they told them that, they didn't know what it would be like to go through the Stargate. So they just said to the actors, well, just do what you think your character would do. So they did. Are they doing Search for Spock? Yeah, that was 1984 as well, wasn't it? Star Trek 3. So they just go through. He grits his teeth and goes through. Does Jack? There we go. And then all the others follow. I think they've sent a Malp, before, or not a probe, whatever. She reminds me of that shot. I know it's not her because we've seen her from the front, but she looks like Belinda Balaski from The Howling and Gremlins from the side. She just reminds me of her. But anyway, I know it's not her. And then Daniel's last, and thankfully, the gate just doesn't shut down because he's dawdling. But anyway, because it must just touch the event horizon just in time. And this is all him because they said to him, it wasn't in the script for him to do this, to touch it and faff about. And apparently the special effects guys, I forgot his name. Is it John? I can't remember. Jeff Okrend, that's it, that's the fella. He said, it's taking too long, we can't keep this effect going that long, but they did. So he faffs about, there we go, and then he puts his face in it, there we go, he puts his face in, and then it don't work like that, does it? You don't go out the other end of the other inside of the Stargate, do you? It waits, doesn't it, until you're entirely through, and then it digitises you. You become a data packet, don't you? Going through the Stargate. There we go. Kind of, not the best effects. I mean, people love it, but even back in the day, I thought that's a bit crap, isn't it? It's not exactly the bloody Deep Space Nine wormhole, is it? After all, but anyway. So here we go. They've arrived on on Abydos, and we see that they've got frost on them because the reintegration process creates frost, but they do away with that in the series because they have a smoother ride. Sam Carter figures it out, and they have a smoother ride. But anyway, the Stargate deactivates, and they've got to work out now where they are, what's going on. So they have a look round, and then they go outside. There we go. And here they are. They're in Yuma now. On an actual set. It's all real, is this? And turn around, look round. There we go. And they see a pyramid there. That's not real, obviously. They rebuild the Great Pyramid, but that is real. That 7 stories high is that. But obviously, that's not real. And I hate the moons, the 3 moons. I know it's part of the plot later on that it's got 3 moons, but why did they just take Earth's moon and just copy paste it upside down there and just that bit there? Why not just? Were they just being lazy? I don't know. They think nobody would notice. But anyway, so there we go. So we see 3 moons. Just remind us that we're on another planet. Oh, okay. So there we go. So they're amazed. Well, Daniel Jackson is. So they're doing all the readings and stuff. Daniel Jackson's having a look round, and unfortunately, he's not having a good day, as we'll find out in a minute. So Jax, he tells Daniel, says, right, get ready, get us out of here. We've done all this stuff. We're going back. This is just a reconnaissance after all. Because much like our moon, these were I did think of that. I did think of that. Actually, she was created by a giant moon stamping machine. I was thinking when I watched it earlier on, I thought, does this prove that our moon were brought to Earth by the Goa'uld or the ancients? Probably the ancients, wasn't it? Oh dear. Because the moon is hollow. By the way, this is Kowalski, who would be played by... I forgot his name in the series. Is it Acavone? I don't know how to pronounce it. But, and then that's Ferretti. That's Brown. That's Ferretti. French, what's his face? I forgot his bloody name now. French Stewart? No, it don't sound right. Oh, it is right, yeah, French Stewart. From Third Rock from the Sun. As the Priors say, hollow is the lunar. Oh dear. Anyway, so the watching on. By the way, it said something weird at Jack. Something about I don't know. But we learned that Jack's a bit suicidal. So it's kind of showing that a little bit. Because he's got a mission that the others don't know about. But anyway, so he's telling Daniel to dial the gate and get the men back home. I think he said to him, you go back and I'll follow you through or something like that. And what are you on about? Because he's got a mission. But he's saying I'm going to need more time. He's got to have a look round and explore because he can't find the like a cartouche or whatever, with the address to get them back home. He assumed it'd be there. Anyway, so there we go. Your job is to realign the Stargate. Can you do that or not? And he says, no, I can't do it. There you go. He says, can't or won't. He says, no, I assumed there'd be... Because by the Stargate on Earth, there was the cover stones with the cartouche on. He assumed there'd be something like that here. And... it's not. And so he said, you assumed. He said, I just need to find it. Then Kowalski gets cross with him and pushes him to the ground. There you go. And but anyway, Jack intervenes, says, well, set up camp, sort out as rations. They're going to be there a while. So there's the camp there that they've set up. If they look round a bit more, they'll find a dial-home device, won't they? A DHD, but they're doing SG1, which would make life much easier. By the way, it doesn't tell us how they use the Stargate at this end. but in this film, but never mind. Don't know why he assumed, as he said, there were no writing on the one on Earth. Well, he assumed there'd be, because there were the cover stones, weren't there, with the cartouche on, with the address on it. I think he assumed there'd be something like that at the other end, but there isn't. Well, not there, not by the Stargate. He does find it later, doesn't he? Anyway, there's Ferretti. Why do I always think it's Peretti? I don't know. It's Ferretti, isn't it? Being a bit fed up. But anyway. Right, so. There's Jack assembling his. Turns out it's a bomb. They've sent him with a nuclear device to basically blow up the Stargate, if need be. Daniel's looking through his stuff. There you go. He's gonna throw his case at him. You know, like you're supposed to be getting us out of here, and he throws the case like that. Throws the case, and his case goes tumbling down the sand dune. So he goes collecting his stuff. There we go. And he has to sit down. There's Jack assembling his atomic weapon. Kowalski comes in and says, you know, they've set up the camp, and you know, he being all surreptitious. And he's eating his. Is it a Fifth Avenue bar? We don't have them here. I don't know what they're like, but a massive chocolate bar. We don't get massive chocolate bars anymore in the UK. For some reason, they seem to have got smaller and smaller. Used to be able to get like massive Snickers bars, but maybe you still can. Maybe I'm just looking in the wrong places, but I've not seen them. Anyway, sitting eating his chocolate bar, and he notices some footprints. There we go. Some footprints in the sand. So he's thinking, oh, who's there? So he goes, there we go. He goes looking, and then he sees that a mastage, which in this shot is actually a Clydesdale horse with a prosthetic front end on, prosthetic head, radio-controlled head, and I bet it was really hot as well. That horse, but apparently it didn't like it under there because it couldn't see what it was doing. But anyway, so he's gone to investigate that, and then they're asking, "Where's Jackson?" So they come looking for him. Oh, he gives the mastage his chocolate bar, because everybody on this planet loves chocolate because it's Banny Way. But we'll get to that. So anyway, so they say, no, don't go too close to it. He says it's got a harness. It's domesticated. And then it something makes it jump, whatever. Something surprises it, and it runs off. And Daniel gets his foot caught in the rope, and it starts dragging him off. So they've got to go running after him. What's he doing? Let go of it! Oh, that's what he's shouting. Right, fair enough. But he can't. So it's running off. That's not a horse. That's a dog. They put a dog in the mastage costume and put a little dummy behind him, and dragged it off. Right. Fifth Avenue is a candy bar introduced in 1936, consisting of peanut butter, crunch layers, enrobed in chocolate. Enrobed. I had to share because I love the description of enrobed. Yes, it is enrobed in chocolate. Like royalty, enrobed in ermine. Dear. It'll be horrible anyway, because American chocolate's horrible. Sorry, it just is. British chocolate's the best, in my opinion. Can't beat Cadbury's Dairy Milk. Anywho, so it's dragging him off. Eventually it stops, and they follow him. A long way, isn't it? Over the sand dunes of Yuma. Also somewhere else, but I don't know which bits. Where are we? I've seen it somewhere. Buttercup Dunes in Imperial Valley, California, but I don't know which is which. Which is Yuma and which is Buttercup Dunes? I don't know. Anyway, eventually it stops, and it's licking his face. This is everybody's going because it's licking his face. I hate it when people let the dogs lick their faces. Anyway, they've caught up pretty quick, and they must hear a noise. They must hear something. They go up this dune. They have a look. This is what we see. There we go. We see there's some sort of settlement. It's a mining place, facility, whatever. It's a Nakwada mine. What it'd be called in SG1. And there's one over there as well. Look. Oh, there's another one over there. Look. And the mining, the stuff that Stargates, and basically all RAS technology is derived from this metal. So they're doing it for Ra. So these are all the slaves, all RAS slaves. So they're looking at that. And then we get a look. I think this was the first thing that they shot. I think they said the first day of shooting or something. Well, this scene, it was filmed. Oh, I've forgotten. It was filmed at a mine, and I forgot what he said. Hang on, it might say in the shooting locations. Just bear with me. No, it doesn't say. Unbelievable. He said in the commentary, and I can't remember where he said. I'll take a dark chocolate, 3 Musketeers bar over any other chocolate. Well, we don't get them here. We don't get them. Anyway, as I said, Cadbury's Dairy Milk, can't beat it. Anyway, what was I saying? Alright, yes, first day of shooting with this, and I think they said they had a couple of thousand extras, all beavering away, and a few mastages, with horses underneath. So there we go. So that's that. We're showing more work, industry. And then, anyway, then they get seen, they get spotted, obviously, so they go down to investigate. So he tells Daniel, go and talk to him, you're the linguist. So he goes, hi. And then they see that he's got the necklace on, with the Eye of Ra. So they freak out. And so they all start bowing to him because they think he's come from Ra. By the way, we got a glimpse there of Alexis Cruz. Where is he? We're going to show him. There he is. There's Alexis Cruz, who plays Scara, who would return for Stargate SG1 as the same character. Anyway, your Milky Way is what we call 3 Musketeers. Oh, right, fair enough. And our Milky Way is what you call a Mars bar. Oh, right. I like Mars bars. They call a Mars bar a Milky Way, but our Mars bar has peanuts. Well, a Mars bar with peanuts is a bloody Snickers, isn't it? Isn't it? Anyway, enough about chocolate. Bunny Way, which we'll get to in a minute. Right, it's done that. So we're going to meet Erica Var is going to come now. There's Scara. He says, get up, you do not bow to me, Hobbit. And he said, get up, and freaks out and goes, runs off. Runs off to get Kasuf, who is Erica Vari, who would also return in SG1 as the same character. Meanwhile, Brown, I don't know his rank. Does it say? It says Senior Airman Brown in this, but I don't know if that's his rank. That's what it says on Wikipedia. Anyway, he's doing a scan look. They've got some weird Super A scanning device. He's got his tricorder, his SG tricorder. And he says it's the same stuff that the Stargate's made of, essentially. Right, so here comes Eric Avari, who's like the overseer or something like that. But not a bad one, he's a good guy. So here he is. And I was talking, he's listening to the languages, and he says it's a bit like Berber or whatever. What else does he say? Chadic or Amharic. I don't bloody know. But so there he is. So they're all in deference to him. There's Share, who would become Daniel Jackson's wife. This is Millie Avatal, an Israeli actress who was working in a restaurant when she got this gig. But curiously, who also I forgot a bloody name now. Also auditioned for this role was, I forgot her name, Viatieri Bandera. I'm probably mispronouncing that. But she also auditioned for the role of Shari, but she didn't get it for this film, but she got it for Stargate SG-1. And she only appeared in 3 episodes. Which is weird. I thought she was in miles more than that. But anyway. Right. That's by the by. I don't know why they changed her name either. Is it different in this? Shari in the series, isn't it? What they call her in this? Shaur. Is it spelled differently? I think it's pronounced more or less the same, isn't it? Anyway. Anywho. So they're giving them drinks of water and stuff. And he gets where he gives them the chocolate bar. So it's where the bunny way, which means sweet, very sweet. Is it Shari in SG? Oh, right, Shari. It's more or less pronounced the same, isn't it, but spelled differently. Probably just to make it easier for the actors, I suppose, to pronounce it. And there he's eating that bunny way. So it means sweet, very sweet, Daniel. So, and Erica Vardy says that's what he gets asked most at conventions and stuff is, what does Banny Way mean? Very sweet. Right, so, meanwhile, back at the camp, just checking in, telling him to keep it secure. They're meeting the locals, so they're taking them back to the city, here's the city, which I suppose we could call Abydos, I suppose, but here we go. I think it's digital. Apart from the 2 tower parts, them parts is that they're actually built, but the rest of it's digital. So in they go. See, Shari's got her eyes on him. There's Scara, and I've forgotten his name, Nebeth, something like that. What's the name of that actor? Nabe, that's it. Janin Loeffler. We've seen in a few things. I mostly remember him in this and Babylon 5. Lots of people in this have been in Babylon 5, it seems. But anyway. So in the go. They're going to experience the hospitality of the natives, locals, whatever. They're not natives because they're from Earth originally, as we see. But there we go. They raise up this thing. They uncover. There we go. The Eye of Ra. So they're all bowing to them, and there we go. I think they've been sent by Ra. Is it that what he says? It's the Egyptian sun god. They think he sent us here. Says, I wonder what could have given them that idea. And he looks at the thing. Wasn't he in TNG? Possibly. I don't know. Well, let's have a look, shall we? And see what it says. I forgot I've lost him now. Janin Loft, by the way, Swiss, but lived in America for 32 years. Let's keep going. The Shield, Grey's Anatomy, Babylon 5, Stargate. No TNG there. Nope. No TNG there. No. I thought he'd been in more things than this, what it shows here, but never mind. But I know him from Babylon 5. He played a lurker in Babylon 5. I think a psychic. He played one of the psychics, didn't he, in Babylon 5? Anyway, probably not. I must be thinking of B5, yes. Anyway, so they're going to have a meal now. Oh no, that's it. A horn goes off. So, and they're closing the gates, and they think they're trapping them, so they're going to basically take people hostage. Then they got on the radio, base camp, they've got to abandon it because there's a sandstorm, so they're heading back inside to where the Stargate is. But they're closing the gate, they think they're trapping them, so they go and take people hostage, start shooting the guns, like that. Because, Americans. Sorry, guys, but, they're all there, nene, muyu, muyu, all say words like that. Anyway, Scara comes along and he calmly explains what's going on in his own language. He shows, takes Jack up to the top of the wall and shows him points that, and then we see there's a sandstorm coming over the hill. There it comes. So he says, all right, fair enough. So there you go, sandstorm's coming this way, and then Kowalski's all sorry and stuff. So Daniel goes over, then Kowalski goes up and says, sorry. He's all contritious, is that the word? Contritious. Right, so they've got back inside, back at the Stargate, back inside the structure, but they can't get through on the radio. Some sort of interference. Is it just a regular sandstorm, or is this a herald of Ra's coming? I don't know. Sandstorm by... that's that song, in it. Yeah. We've had that one before, haven't we? Something. And I didn't know what you were on about then either. Anyway, so it's dinner time. This scene, they said in the commentary, was inspired by Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, the monkey brain scenes and all that. But so here we go. So they've got some sort of lizard to eat. Where is it? Here we go. There we go. Some sort of lizard. There it is. Looks yummy, doesn't it? So Daniel just picks a bit out of it and has a sniff and then eats it. It says it tastes like chicken, and then does an impression of a chicken, giving it all that. So anyway, so they decide to ask him about Ra and all that, and so he shows him that, and then he starts drawing in the sand. There we go. The symbol for the pyramid and the circle over it. But Kasuf just covers it up. He just rubs it out because they're not allowed, and he starts freaking out like that. Saying, no. And kind of, it's like they've insulted them or whatever. So there you go. Seems like writing is forbidden to them. So anyway, so they're going to take Daniel away now and give him a good scrub up for some reason, using combs made out of whatever the hell they are, shark's teeth or something, I don't know, but don't look nice. So they give him a scrub up, and the aromatic oils and stuff, they go, that smells so much better. And then Share comes in, and if this were on Showtime, we'd see everything, seen it all, but it's not on Showtime, and it's not Viatieri Bandera, whatever the hell she's called. But anyway, she's ready to do the deed, and he says, no, you don't have to do that. Silly man. But so he's going to take her back out, and they're all outside waiting, and say, oh, what's going on? And she says something in ancient Egyptian, probably along the lines of, he doesn't want me. And so, but Daniel then realises, oh no, I want to thank you. And they go back inside. So she's his gift. It turns out they're married now, somehow. But anyway. So anyway, they're having a little chat now. I'm Daniel, she's Showery. And he's tries again with the writing. Oh no, it's telling her where they've come from. They come from the pyramid. There we go, he's doing a little drawing of it. And anyway, so he's thinking he can't get through to her. He turns round, but as he walks away like that, she finishes off the drawing. She rubs out the bit that he'd done in the middle, and then does the circle over the pyramid with the two lines at the side. Says, "You've seen this." So he says, "Show me where you've seen this symbol." So they're going to go off adventuring. Meanwhile, Kowalski still can't get through. The storm must be interfering with the radio. I think they're having a little chat about, why can't we just dial the Stargate and go home, or whatever. There you go. Why just turn the gate back on ourselves? But they don't know the code or whatever. And Ferretti, for some reason, says, well, if we just did it and did the wrong thing, we could exit in deep space. I thought, well, no, not really. Unless you were in the Pegasus galaxy and there were a space gate, but you need another gate at the other side, Ferretti. And there's not many space gates in the Milky Way unless they're there by accident. But anyway, or unless Sam's blowing up a sun. Anyway, so he's coming. Ra's coming. Look, his lights appeared. His huge ship is descending from the heavens. So here it comes. They're getting ready. Look, everything's shaking. Here it comes. Look, there it is, coming down to land on the pyramid. Let's make sure we're still going. Yeah, and yeah. Right. Hey dear. See, everything's shaking. His tomato soup's all going wrong, or whatever it is. Hey, what the hell is going on? It's the bad guys are coming. Look, It's not a hattack though, is it? I remember this footage from SG1. I don't. Does a gate on the ship in space count? Well, it depends, doesn't it? If it's, I don't know, if it's around the planet that there's an address for, it'll, but not while it's travelling like through space or hyperspace. It won't be able to connect them, would it? Because it's a moving target. I mean, everything's moving essentially, isn't it? But never mind. They showed it a couple of times in clip shows and whatnot. All right, fair enough. They liked the clip shows in SG1, didn't they? But they did them well. They did clip shows well in SG1. Anyway, here it comes land. It's a big bugger, isn't it? I mean, look, it's dwarfs even the which is supposed to be the size of the Great Pyramid, which is, pardon me, 600 feet tall or whatever. The Great Pyramid in Egypt was the tallest man-made structure until the Eiffel Tower was built in 1879. There you go. So it lands, and then big clamps, boom, big clamps clamp it to the Great Pyramid. And then lights come on. So anyway, so there we go. Alright, and then something has arrived. Something's come down and is taking out the men. There we go, hitting them. And then another chap gets got. But there we go. Twing. So they're getting captured by Ra's guards. What about a TARDIS in a TARDIS? Ad infinitum. You tell me. Be like one of those, you know, like with your film. Like if I turned the camera on the screen, it'd be like that going into infinity, wouldn't it? Anyway. There we go. So they're all getting caught. And I'm going to see the and there's Ferretti looking up at something. What is it? And there we go. We get a first look at the Anubis guard. Nothing to do with Anubis in SG1. It's just the name. But here they are. There he is, looking all, you know. I'm going to pose. But say cool masks or whatever you want to call them. There you go. With glowing eyes and everything. Better than the Serpent Guard. Anyway, here's a little bit of a scene between Skara and Jack. You know, a bonding scene. So remember, he's lost his son through the accident with his gun, and now he kind of gains a son in Skara. But he's teaching him how to smoke, basically. But Skara's amazed at his Zippo lighter. Other petrol lighters are available. Yo, dog, I heard you liked the TARDIS, so put a TARDIS in your TARDIS. Is that a quote from something? Probably. I'm sweating cobs in this thing. I'm boiling. Let's have a drink of water. If I were going to Atlantis, I wouldn't have the British flag on. You know, like Dr. What's-His-Face has got the Scottish saltire on. I'd have the White Rose of Yorkshire. I've been watching a lot of BBC Doctor Who channel on Amazon Prime. Good times. Which Doctor Who's? The new ones, the Russell T Davies ones, or the classic ones? Terror of the Zygons. That's my favourite of all time. Anyway, There we go. So he's trying a cigarette. He's having his Marlboros. He's having one of his Marlboros, and obviously it doesn't go well. He coughs and splutters, puts it out, and says, "Yeah, maybe it's not a good idea." And then he goes for the gun. Oh, he tells him you can keep the lighter, which he does forever. Well, yeah, forever, because it does return in SG1. I'd have a bloody game patch. Oh dear. Thank God, I don't think they do then. But anyway, there we go. He picks it up and he says, "No, it's dangerous, leave it." And he shouts, because obviously he don't want him playing with a gun, obviously. And all the others look at him as though, well, what's going on? But, not that it's showing us. There we go. What's he shouting at? Anyway, then we're back with Daniel and Shara in the catacombs of something or other. Don't know where they are, but they're in here. She's showing him the frescoes, or whatever you want to call them. Showing luckily the history of what's happened. But meanwhile, back on the ship, Ra's going to appear out of the sarcophagus. There's Ferretti. I think it's Ferretti, isn't it? Is it? I think it is. Coming out of the sarcophagus, here he comes, but we're not showing him yet, and he's looking, but obviously he mustn't be allowed to look because and that guard hits him again. But why did they bring him there then? I don't know. By the way, the sarcophagus technology, I looked it up because I was curious. I thought, who invented it? I thought, where did they get that technology from? And it turns out they invented it, the Goa'uld, as they are known in SG1. But it's based on technology from the ancients, the ancient healing machine. They took that and modified it and made it better, so to speak. Turned it into the sarcophagus and maybe the healing thing, the hand one as well. Anyway. All classic. Nothing past McCoy. Cool. Sylvester or Doctor. Sylvester. Horror of Fang Rock was my first and is still my favourite. That's a cool one, is Horror of Fang Rock, yes. So that's a Tom Baker one as well, isn't it? Cool stuff. Anyway, right, so back at the city. Still can't get through. All right, so it says no more interference, but no, they're just not answering because they've all been got. Meanwhile, Scar is showing his mates the lighter. There you go. And Jack comes and asks them if they've seen Daniel, and he's saying they don't understand him. Obviously, Daniel, guy who wears this jacket, got glasses, got long hair, and they're all just copying him. Got glasses. I suppose the word dweeb doesn't mean anything to you. There you go. So I'm on Planet X looking for a dweeb who wears green fatigues, wears glasses and sneezes and starts sneezing. And then they realise who he's talking about. They do the chicken. Bark, bark, bark. They do all that. So he takes the green fatigue thing, Daniel's clothing, and apparently mastiges are also bloodhounds, it seems. So he gives it to the mastage. It has a sniff, and off it goes. They must just automatically go after whatever they've sniffed for some reason. So he lets it out, and then we have a really goofy shot here. In here, they've got this is the horse again. And apparently it was tricky, because the horse couldn't see where it was going, but they had to have it running towards the camera, and it does kind of look goofy. I'll show you. It does kind of look goofy, doesn't it? It looks like it's veering off to one side. Anyway. Where were we? They used the Fountain of Youth device from that two-part episode where Daniel and Dr. Lee get captured in South America. Yes, that one. That healing device thing, whatever. The frescoes, candid photography, know what I mean? No. I don't know. Ooh, crikey. Right, where were we? Oh, right, they're chasing after the mastage. What they call it that for? I've no idea. And it takes them to Daniel. So Daniel's here talking away to Shari. He can speak their language now. He's picked it up just like that. There you go. Thought you couldn't speak their language. He says, well, once I sorted out the vowels, I just had to learn how to pronounce their words and stuff. So now it gives a potted history of what happened. Ra came down to Earth and enslaved the people on Earth. It looks like that. Doesn't look like the look in SG1. Some people have tried to explain it away, why it looks like a derivative of the Asgard. But I don't know. Just don't try not to think about it too much. There it goes. That's what it looks like. A dying race. And he took a young boy. So we're going to see it again. What we saw at the beginning. There he is. There you go. He took a human body and somehow possessed it, but not really. I don't really know because it gets weird later. There you go. Took him and possessed his body and used the sarcophagus to live forever, basically. And then he used the Stargate to bring thousands of people to Abydos, as it but there were an uprising on Earth, and there were an uprising on Earth, and they drove Ra away and buried the Stargate. So when he came back, when he got back to Abydos, he banned writing so that people wouldn't rise up again, so they couldn't learn enough. So that's the potted history. That's what's happened. Anyway, then he finds this. This is the cartouche. These are the symbols to get home, but the seventh symbol is missing. There you go. Kowalski found it. The seventh symbol's missing. There you go. Broken at the bottom, and as we learn, I think it's in. It's in Stargate Origins, isn't it? It's Catherine that actually breaks it at the bottom so that they can't get to Earth. She's the reason why the cartouche is broken. So there. It's not just worn off, it was broken off by the very person who gave him the thing. But anyway, so they still can't get home. But anywho. Right, so they're heading back to the Stargate, and they're looking there. They go to the sea. There's a big spaceship on top of it. Where the blinking flip did that come from? From outer space. So in they go. They head in and basically get captured. I think this is where Brown he cops for it. I think they're watching his Scara and his friends. So they're coming across the. Here we go. Oh, there's a bit here, I think, where we get a bit of wobbly scenery. That's where Brown's being shot. There we go. So, poor Brown's dead. There's another bit. Where is it? Was it that or was it earlier? There's one bit where I'm sure it wobbles to the scenery. Let me keep going. Where is it? It might be afterwards. Just bear with me. See if we get a glimpse of a guard there. Apparently they couldn't see where they were going very well, the actors playing the guards. So probably bumping into stuff a lot. Right. So he's going to get whacked. There we go. By a Horus guard. That's the end of him. And then another chap gets shot. And the wall gives a proper wobble. It's not that. Is it this one? There we go. Yes, it was that one. You see it? Watch the do it a frame at a time. This it moves. They put some squibs or whatever in there. They probably didn't expect the wall to move, but it does. Doing. It just shows how powerful they are, moving those ancient stones. They wouldn't have this trouble if they brought P90s and C4, exactly, because the staff weapon is a weapon of fear, but the P90 is a weapon of war. I've got P90 over there. Anyway, I won't go get it. Not a real one, obviously. Right, so they're heading down to the Stargate, and Jack's going to blow up the bomb. that was supposed to be there, but it's not there. It's been taken. And we see. There we go. Get us first look at the transport rings. There you go. Jung, 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 jung. There they go. Which are essentially the same technology as the Stargate, but over short distances. Got used a lot in SG-1. I don't know. Did we ever see him in Stargate Atlantis? I'm trying to think. I can't remember. Can't remember if I saw him in Stargate Atlantis. Anyway, so there we go. So they're being caught. He tells them to put the gun down. So, and does Shara get shot here, or is that? No, that's later, isn't it? That's later, I think. Right. So they're being captured, and they've gone up to see Ra. But Jack's noticing. There we go. He notices. Does he have a name? This guard. He's like. I don't know if he's supposed to be Ra's first prime, because he doesn't have the gold thing. That was from the series, wasn't it? But I don't know if he's got a name. I just says Anubis, but we know he's not Anubis. But Jimon Honsu plays Horus, so they just call that Anubis and Horus. But anyway, he notices he presses this jewel on his thing to activate the rings. He notices that, or deactivate the rings, or whatever. There you go. Presses it. So he's noting that for later. So off they go. The pyramid opens up. Hang on. There we go. Pyramid opens up for a bit of natural light, which is always good. And there's Ra's throne. That bit there. I know it's supposed to be, I don't know, Horus, whatever things. But it kind of reminds me. Right, it reminds me of two things. One, the cherubs on top of the Ark of the Covenant kind of reminds me of that. But also reminds me of what they call them. On Crete, Minoans, where they do the bull leaping. For some reason, it reminds me of that, and I don't know why. It just does. But anyway. But whatever. I'm waffling. Right. So Ra's going to come now. So they're waiting. He's going to have his big entrance. Here he comes down the stairs. His Emperor Ming on Flash Gordon entrance. Here he comes. Hang on, let's go back here. There we go. Do 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 do. So here he comes. But he's got a what do they call it now? Like a head. What do they call them now? Like a headpiece, not headpiece. Head thingy. A head thingy on. See, they made him kneel before Ra. So here he comes. He comes and sits down. Speaking in his own language, ancient Egyptian or whatever. You have come here to destroy me. And then they bring out the bomb. And obviously Daniel didn't know about this. He says, that's a bomb. Apparently these are little Mexican kids they got in for this, for some reason. It's filmed in Arizona, but they got little Mexican kids and shaved their heads to be Ra's children. Apparently the thing is, with these kids that he surrounded himself with, in a minute. Hang on. There we go. These kids they're supposed to be the most beautiful children, from the slaves. And they're brought to Ra, and then he keeps them and raises them, and they end up becoming his guards and stuff like that. So that's what's going on with the kids, apparently. So the guards are going to deactivate their heads. There we go. It was cool at the time, but it kind of looks dated now, doesn't it? There we go. It was cool at the time. Bit of morphing and technology there. There we get to look at Jimon Honsu. Or is it Jaimon? Dean Devlin pronounced it Jaimon. I've always pronounced it Jimon. But anyway, there he is. In an early role. They took credit for discovering him, apparently, for this film. And then Ra, his face morphs. It's terrible. It looks bad. It looked bad then. It looks bad now. It's bloody awful, isn't it? But never mind. It's supposed to be Ra magic. But anyway, here we go. But right, Right, so they're all bowing before Ra. But Jack, there we go. There we go. Jack grabs a staff, shoots one of the guards, and but Daniel gets shot. He jumps in front of Jack, saves his life as Horus shoots Daniel. So Daniel's essentially dead. Jack turns the staff weapon on Ra, but all the kids go round him. Look, he's got a human shield of children, and Jack won't shoot kids. So he gets knocked out. So he ends up getting thrown into Gowawul jail. So they're not called that in this film, but never mind. Does his glowing eyes. They chuck him. He sees Daniel's got this this thing with the Eye of Ra on. So Jack gets thrown into a soggy prison cell with the others, and Daniel's being bunged in a sarcophagus. Luckily, Daniel never dies again. He dies several times. He just keeps coming back, doesn't he? Anyway, Scar and his mates, they're at the camp. They're finding the weapons left by the guys. Oh dear. So they're going to come and save the day in a minute. So there we go. Scar, who would later become known as Chlorel, wouldn't he? Was it Chlorel? Corel? Whatever. Apophyse's son. I'm still not sure how that works. I don't know. But anyway, whatever. Yes. There they go. Death gliders. Does it show them coming out? There we go. Out they come. 2 death gliders. There seems to be two kinds of death gliders in this film. Kal-El. Could have done with him, couldn't they? He'd have sorted it out, because it's a yellow sun. Anyway, so there they go, the death gliders. Done with models and CG. The models are really good, I must admit. But, so, they stash all them, and they're going to head back. So the death gliders are heading for the city, so they're heading back home. Here we are. Good. Cool models, done on wires and stuff. Really good. There you go, they're heading for the city. They're going to attack the city because, just because. Because, Ra thinks that they helped the invaders. Pardon me. So here we go. Right, so, on this death glider, it's like they're just sitting in the death glider. It's like an open cockpit. There you go. So you get a glimpse of it there. Go back a bit. Go back a frame or two. There you go. Oh, hang on. You can see him sitting there, look. It's like an open cockpit. And but when we see later on, it seems to have like a closed cockpit. Or maybe it's got two, maybe you can fly it with the cockpit open. I don't know. But the ones in SG-1 that we see, they're like a closed cockpit because they can go into space and stuff, can't they? But anyway. So they're just shooting at the city. Cool. Pew-pews. Cool stuff. They go blowing stuff up and killing people indiscriminately because they're bad guys. There we go. Technology, look, pipes and things. And shooting. Laser beam, well, not laser beams, but lasers. It's cool. There we go, another shot there. Look, you can see him sitting there, like, on top of it, perched on it. You see his head move. Look. Anyway, so they do that. Just kill a few people and then fly off. I think they did say something as well. But I don't think it were. I don't think there were subtitles for it. But you could hear over a tannoy, saying something to them. So you probably you shouldn't have helped the Earthlings or whatever. And then they fly away, and then they arrive back too late to do anything. Back to see the devastation, dead people up and down. They shouted, "What happened here?" There you go. Ra punished us. Why? Because we helped. There we go. We helped the others. There we go. Kasuf's dealing with a dead person now. We should not have helped the strangers. But anyway. There, Daniel awakens in a sarcophagus. In a minute. There he goes. Up he comes. With a cloth on his face. Oh, blimey, I'm awake. And he checks, sees his wound is completely healed. So he gets out, sees that kid. Kind of looks a little bit like my nephew. But anyway, follows him, sees this cat on the... either Roland Emmerich or Dean Devlin, I can't remember which one said in the commentary. The best cat ever. Because it just did whatever you wanted it to do. It just sat there and it let James Spader stroke it. And then as James Spader walked away, it just sat there looking cool. Yeah, dear. Anyway, so goes into Ra's bathroom. He's just getting out of the bath and getting dressed. And this is Daniel says, I was dead. There you go. I was dead. And Ra says, that's why I chose this body, or chose your race. Your bodies are so easy to repair. But probably chose them because, essentially the ancients were the same, aren't we? But whatever. So he's going to do a bit of exposition now, a bit of an exposition dump from Ra. He's going to spill his guts about what his plans are. He's going to send the bomb back to Earth with loads of naquadah. They don't call it that, just said the mineral. With a shipment of my mineral. And they use words in this that I think, would they have used that word? Shipment. I don't know, but why did it use a different word? But anyway. There you go, with the shipment of our mineral, and it'll increase the explosive force, or a destructive force of the bomb 100-fold. There we go. I created your civilization, I will destroy it. Right. So, he's not happy about that. But he wants, he obviously thinks Daniel is going to do what he says. So he says, go before the people, and so that they won't rise up. You've got to kill, your friends. I will prove I am their one god. There we go. There can only be one Highlander. Meanwhile, Shara is there, looking for something. I don't know what. She tells them all about Ram, what's happened, what Daniel's told her. But anyway, Ra comes out in his helmet. I can't remember what they call him. Headpiece. Is that the right word? I don't know. But anyway, that. But this isn't Jay Davidson, because this is in Yuma. I don't know if Jay Davidson did any of the filming in Yuma. Probably not. He probably just did it at the studio, wherever they filmed it. Because it was really, really hot in Yuma, and people were passing out left, right, and centre. And this is a stunt man or stunt actor standing. That's the word, isn't it? So they got them lined up. Our heroes. There's Skara watching. Bit of a monobrow, but never mind. There you go. They've got Daniel there, and he's got to kill Jack O'Neill to show his loyalty to his one true God. Probably just a minor misunderstanding in translation. Shipment and stuff like that. Yeah. But you'd think they'd find a better word, wouldn't you? Than shipment. They use the word kid as well later on. They say kids are helping them. I thought, they say children or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a bit too officious. I don't know. But anyway. Right, so they give him a staff weapon. He obviously just figures out how to work it straight away. Share's looking on, and he's got it pointed at Jack, but then there you go. But Skara had shone the sun, reflected the sunlight into Daniel's eyes from Jack's lighter to get his attention, and then Skara showed that he had the weapons went like that, so that he got the weapons under the coat. Hang on. So Daniel thinks, right, this is my chance, and he turns round, and for some reason, why doesn't he just shoot that is there. There's a big target there. Why don't you just shoot right? It doesn't. It like shoots to the side, like shoots. I don't know, that guard or the floor or whatever. I don't know. But there, look, shoots the floor. Why don't you just shoot right? But anyway, they get their guns out. They've worked out how to, take the safeties off or whatever, and they're just shooting into the air because, according to the commentary, they don't want to hurt anybody. Formal versus it. Yes, that's what I was trying to think of. That's the phrase, formal, informal. Anyway, so they're shooting into the air. Everybody's panicking and running. The guards just start shooting indiscriminately because they're evil. There we go. And obviously Ra hot-foots it back inside while the guards just start shooting people there. Another one down, Freeman. Didn't even know this one they called Freeman there, but never mind. So they're all running off. And there we go. Jack and Daniel get on the back of a mastage and it carries them off into the desert. And I'm watching this, I'm thinking, why did they do that? Why did they run away? You wouldn't think Jack, particularly Jack, you wouldn't think he'd run away, would you? But that's what they do. They jumps on the back of the mastage and it carries them off in a random direction. And Scar and his mates go after them and find them eventually. There we go. And take them back to a camp where they're celebrating their victory. But Jack's not happy and he takes the guns off them. So take them off them before they hurt anybody. But there you go. But Kowalski's saying, these kids saved our lives and all that stuff. So, a rebellion's afoot. Daniel's not a very good shot at this point in time. Apparently so. I don't think he's ever been a very good shot, has he really? He's better than Rodney, though. Rodney's like me. I'd be like Rodney. The bloody clip would be falling out and all sorts if I were trying to shoot somebody. Anyway. So, Daniel tells... is it a wig? I don't know. His hair doesn't look real, does it? Like Velcro. Anyway. Daniel says, just tell him everything about the bomb. And Kowalski saying, what bomb? And etc. So he tells him all about it. There we go. If he found a threat, to Earth, it'd blow up the Stargate. So there you go. But Daniel's saying tomorrow he's going to send that bomb back to Earth. And it's going to, take a big chunk out of the planet, etc. So they've got to go back and stop him and save the Earth, etc. Right, so Ra's not happy because the people, the good guys have escaped, and so he's got his Jafar. We'll just call them that, shall we? Except they haven't got the little cutouts there, have they? Never mind, don't matter. Ra must have had his own special Jafar that didn't have the Goa'uld embryos in. I'm a bit more of a Ronin myself, with a big, massive, super powerful gun. Same buzz he gets for Soldier. I don't think I've seen that. Some people say it's set in the same universe as... Is it Blade Runner? I think it's Blade Runner, isn't it? I don't know what that is. Anyway, so we looked everywhere. Oh, I see where it says some kids were helping them. There we go. It says G-Mon, Horus. I don't know what this other fella's called. But he's going to cop for it in a minute. Right, so they've got a plan. It shows feeding mastages for some reason. But he's going to have a little chat with Jack, saying he doesn't want to die and his men don't want to die and these people don't want to die. Why do you want to die? And then Jack says no one should ever have to outlive their own child. There you go. And then Scara comes with some food or drink or whatever for him. So this kind of reminds Jack that he's got to do the right thing. Meanwhile, Ra, is that Jay Davidson's hand, do you think? I don't know. It looks a bit lumpy bumpy, doesn't it? But anyway. he gets this this device that inflicts pain and death on this poor chap. He's going to take it out on him. He's going to throw him across the room first. Not the best. I know it's 1994, but we'd had Jurassic Park at this stage, so couldn't get that any better. Just throwing him across the room, and now he's going to melt his brain. Luckily, Daniel must have a thick skull or something, because he does the same to Daniel later, and it takes him ages. Colonel Gal from Street Fighter. Oh, I should have asked my son. He's always playing Street Fighter. Or watching it on YouTube. He watches the game on YouTube. He does. Street Fighter. Or is it Streets of... No. It might be Streets of Rage. One of them. And maybe both. I don't know. Anyway. Maybe they're from the race of Bok and serving because they're addicted to a drug, not because they're Jafar. Okie dokie. Fair enough. Right. So here we go. So he's using the thing on this poor fella's head, and melting. There's a bit of glowing eyes. Look. There you go. He's melting his head, and he melts his brain or whatever. Cause then gets blood coming out of his nose. I think his ear as well. Yes, and blood coming out of his ear, and he's quite dead and boz-eyed. Daniel's doing something, I can't remember what, but they're saying this is woman's work. There you go. Husbands don't do this work. He says, what, husbands? This is where he learns he's married to Shari. So she says, I didn't tell anybody that you didn't want me. So then he kisses her, says, I do want you. I want you right now. So anyway, and then we cut to a real sandstorm that just happened, and apparently Roland Emmerich ran out with the camera and says, I've got to catch this, it'll be great for the transition. So there we go. I won't call it a sandstorm, it's just like the wind blowing the tops of the dunes off, but whatever. Production quality or whatever they call it. Right. What's his face? Scar's drawing on this wall. For some reason, it's supposed to be their victories, drawing their victory, their upcoming victory. And Daniel sees it and says, "Oh, that looks familiar. There, what are you drawing? The day of our victory." So the pyramid with the 3 moons. And Daniel's obviously thought, "Oh, I've seen that." He must have seen it. He must have seen it on the Stargate, I'm guessing, because it connects up the 3 moons, and that's it. That's the 7th symbol. That's the point of origin for Abydos. So there we go. So I think Kowalski comes in then. He says, I found it, the 7th symbol. We're going home. That's how he says it. There we go. We're going home. All dramatic. Because it's James Spader and he's a proper actor. Remember we did that news story a few weeks ago where it turned out that James Spader refused to leave his trailer because the dialogue were awful. And for this film, and Kurt Russell went in and told him, just get out there and act, do your stuff. That's why they're paying you $1 million. Just go and do it. So he did. Meanwhile, back at the Naquada mines, again, it's not called that in this, but we'll learn that's what it is in SG1. Horus, Jimon Honsu's throwing his weight around, but fortunately he picks on the wrong person. There we go. And gets shot for his troubles. There we go. They've all got guns. And then Jack shoots him with the staff weapon. So that's the end of Horus. So there you go, down he goes. But Kasuf's not happy. So he grabs hold of Scar and says, son, you have brought the wrath of the god down upon us. And he say, no, we will not live as slaves. And then Daniel says, Kasuf, look at your god. There you go. And presses a button. He must have seen him press that button. I don't know, but I never noticed him press a button. But he presses a button at the side, and there you go. It retracts the headpiece, whatever the thing, mask. And so the sea is just a man. So they say, take a good look, and off they go to do their secret mission, while Kasuf's looking at the dead body of Jimon Honsu. Ra's looking down from his high vantage point and seeing this is supposedly the shipment coming from the mines that they're going to send with the bomb. That's what he thinks. And he says, "Okay, send the bomb to Earth now." He says, and Anubis guard says, "I will send it myself." Or was that later? Might be later. So send the bomb down to the Stargate. That's what he says. Because that's where I was saying this bit. Come on. Where is it? Where are you? There we go. Send the bomb down to the Stargate. Now we're going chopper eye. Just a man with the man's courage, you know. Oh dear. Don't call it a sandstorm. I've been here for years. I'm rocking my peers, putting suckers in fear, making tears rain down like a monsoon. Or a Sirocco. I have no idea what song that's from. Anyway, send the bomb down to the Chapper Eye. So that's what they're doing. Meanwhile, they're going down. Look to the Chapper Eye. Are they taking the stairs, or are they taking the transport rings? Don't know. It doesn't show us, but they've got there. I'm presuming they're going to move it away from the Stargate, the Kawoosh. If everything went as planned, they can't leave it there, can they? But anyway, never mind. Right, so they're all arriving. The guards stop them. Once they get inside, the guards stop them and start removing their hoods. And hang on, a couple off, look, and there's just normal people. Then they take this last one, and it's Jack. Says, "How you doing?" And he winks at him and shoots him. And then all hell breaks loose. Shooting people. There we go. He's a pretty good shot there, isn't he? So anyway, so they're going to go in. And I think this is where Share gets shot, I think, in a bit. Sending out the death gliders. Oh, see, they're perched outside, look. Sending out the death gliders. And Kowalski's going out to get them some cover. Why they just go inside? I don't know, but anyway, whatever. Ra's angry now, look, because it's all going wrong. You obviously see that there's stuff happening. I think he looks, he's like got some sort of crystal ball or something, I don't know. But he sees, the good guys are winning, so he gets angry, and they go, "Send the bomb to Earth now," and this is where he says, "I will send it myself." So he's going to go down in the rings. This is where Share gets killed. Right, he's activating the bomb. Going to stay there and make sure it goes off. Hang on, missed it. Right, Share gets shot now. Look, no, she's being killed. And then he gets that guard. And then he picks up Share. But then we see the rings activate. So he sees she's dead. We see the rings activate, and he thinks, "Oh, right, it's my chance." So, how does he know this will work? I don't know. But he sees the rings come down, and he thinks, right, so he's obviously thinking, if the rings come down, when somebody comes, it'll take me back. That's how it works anyway, but he just knows that. Right, so he goes in, and he says, "Wait for me." There you go. So he goes up into Ra's ship, but they've got Anubis has come down. So he's going to have a good old fight with Jack. Did that wall move as well when Jack flew into it? It did a bit, didn't it? Like a soap opera. So they're shooting away. Don't shoot the nuclear device. Anyway, Daniel's here. Obviously, no guards about upstairs. Don't know how many guards Ra has, but never mind. Anyway, puts Share in the sarcophagus. It must be self-activating because it just starts doing its stuff. So she's going to be brought back to life. And remember, sarcophaguses are cool unless you use them all the time, and then you go mental and you get like a become a sarcophagus addict, like Daniel did at one point. If you overuse them, that's why they go old. They're evil, and the Tok'ra aren't evil because they're the same race. But the Goa'uld became evil because they kept using the sarcophaguses as over and over, apparently. Anyway, they're still fighting away. All hell's happening outside, and then poor, I forgot his name, what the hell is he called? I forgot. Nabby, that's it. Poor Nabby, with his SG helmet on. I've got one. I'm going to wear it for this, and I can't remember where I've put it. So I have to make do with this one. We've got goggles and everything, but anyway, he gets scared, and where are we? There we go. And he's cowering a bit, and he decides to run for it. There we go. He goes running for his friends, but then he gets got. There we go. And it all blows up, and then just his helmet comes bouncing down in a minute. There it goes. Comes bouncing down. Ah, no, never, no. Still think they should have kept one around for emergencies. You'd have thought they'd have had one, wouldn't you? In Stargate Command, you'd have thought they'd have had one, wouldn't you? But never mind. Because they're good for, as you said, for emergencies. As long as you don't overuse them, they're fine. Anyway. So poor, I forgot his name again, Nebby, whatever it's called. He's no more. They're shooting. And but it's not going well, and they're running out of bullets. Jack's still fighting him. Look, they're running about. He's trying to turn off the bomb, but Anubis is stopping him. See, they're running out of bullets, and Kowalski's basically going to surrender. He goes up like that to the death gliders, and me say, "We surrender." What's her face? Share's being brought back to life. So he's taking her back to the ring room. There you go. They've parked their ships up there, and they're walking down. And he sees him. Like he just looks over. There you go. He just glances over. There's Ra, and he just sees. Is it going to show it? Just sees Daniel just walking about. How do you get here? There we go. Don't mind me. I'm just heading back to the ring room. Anyway, but Ra stops him. I am no longer amused because he thinks because he's not Queen Victoria, and he uses the zapper thing. It's going to melt Daniel's brain, and he does it for ages. There you go. But Daniel's obviously got a thick skull. There you go, and he really goes for it as well because he starts changing back into whatever the hell sort of alien he is. But Jack's still fighting Anubis. 2 minutes left. We're on the countdown, folks. Hang on. If you keep one around, you start to get reckless and need it more and more. Well, that's what the addiction thing's for, isn't it? You have to put like a key on it or something, or so that people can't use it. Anyway, except for an emergency, I'll put it in glass, a smashed glass for emergencies. So they're still fighting away, punching him and all that stuff. A good old fist fight and all that jazz. And he's zapping Daniel, and he's dapping him really hard, so hard. Excuse me. He's making his face turn into alien face. But anyway, Jack gets Anubis down on the floor. Not SG-1 Anubis. Not scary Anubis. Rubbish Jafar Anubis. Gets him down on the ground and activates the rings. I think he gets the thing. There you go. It says, "Give my regards to King Tut." There you go. Asshole. Because it's, as they said in the commentary, because it's, what was it now? I forgot what they call the name of the company now. Then they did all them Arnie films in the 90s, late 80s and 90s. Carolco, that were it. So it's a Carolco film. So we had to have lines like that in the 90s. So he activates the rings, holds him down, the rings come down, there we go. And there you go. Trapped his upper half. Meanwhile, the rings come down at the other side, up on the ship. Daniel, who's still alive somehow, grabs the necklace off Ra, gets back into the transport rings, and it shows. There you go. Shows his head getting transported. Quite a gruesome bit here now. Daniel and Shari get transported down. There we go. Kind of gruesome, that, isn't it? Cool, but gruesome. So he's not happy, look. He's not happy, he's Ra. He's an unhappy bunny. And when I say bunny, I don't mean a Setesh guard. That's that joke, innit? That Jafar joke, innit? A serpent guard, a Horus guard, and a Setesh guard meet on a neutral planet. It is a tense moment. The serpent guard's eyes glow, the Horus guard's beak glistens, the Setesh guard's nose drips. Ha 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 ha! Jafar humour, eh? Of course, the Setesh is it's supposed to look a bit like a rabbit, isn't it? But it's some mythical beast, isn't it? But it's got long ears. Anyway, whatever. Hang on, where are we? He's an Asgard using foothold alien tech to take on the form of the human boy, and his device interferes with the cloak. He answers for everything. So Ra was a Pegasus Asgard. Yeah, what did they call them? I've forgotten now. I forgot what they called them. Yeah, could have been one of those kind of bad Asgard, wasn't they? Badish, wasn't they? But yes, that foothold techno where you could. It was like a hologram sort of, wasn't it? Of a disguise, wasn't it? I always thought Set's animal was a crane. I don't know. But the Setesh, I know Set's another name for Setesh, innit? But well, it looked like a rabbit, didn't it? Ish, with like a beak, like a rabbit with a beak. It was a weird thing, wasn't it? But apparently the noses drip, and it's really funny to Jafar. Anyway, hang on, there we go. So Daniel and Shari are back. There we go. Good as new, all sorted. Daniel's fine, despite having his brain melted for half an hour. Got less than 2 minutes. So he goes up, he's going to switch it off. It doesn't happen. It's not working, it's not switching off. Maybe it's like in Galaxy Quest, maybe it just stops at 1. But no, it doesn't. They're ready to surrender to the Horus guards outside. It's a cool head, whatever they call them. But Kasuf appears atop the sand dunes, and all the others come out as well. Zulu, sir. Thousands of them. Anyway. Were they bad Asgard? I don't recall. I said those from Pegasus, weren't they? They're kind of bad, weren't they? Bad-ish. Set was a snake, wasn't it? I don't know. I know the Setesh guard had like floppy ears, didn't it? That's what the joke's about. Dear. Anyway, all the slaves from the city come over the dunes. There we go, thousands of them, and come running down the hill. And the rebellion is on. There we go, the uprising. Ra realises, time to go. You're going to have to find somewhere else to live. But I don't know where he'd live, because there's only 2 Stargates, isn't there? But never mind. Yes, it was a weird mythical rabbit-bird combo thing. Like a floppy ears and a beak thing, didn't it? That dripped, apparently. But anyway, so Ra's activating his ship. Obviously, just need him to pilot it. Off it goes. He's leaving, turn it off. He says, I can't, it won't turn off. So then he sees the body of Anubis and notices that. So, they both say at the same time, I've got an idea. There you go. And they put the bomb in the transport ring. And there we go. Send it up, and then it shows it getting beamed up. There we go. Pew! Beamed up to Ra's ship, which is now in orbit, thankfully. There it is. Looking kind of like a bit like IG-88 or IG-11, whichever you want to use, doesn't it? There we go. At 6. So it's like, oh no, I'm going to die. Because it can recognise a countdown, can't it? And then it blows up. There we go. And he turns back into his alien form, but he's got sharp teeth as well. It's not quite Asgard, but different. Yes, morally, Grey Pegasus Splinter Group Asgard from 1 2-part episode, yes. From when Shanks guest starred on Atlantis. Yes, he did. He went with Rodney, wasn't it? I said that they wanted them to make something, didn't they? And I forgot what they wanted them to make, but it was something super powerful, and I forgot what it was. But they wanted them to do that, didn't they? Anyway, there we go. Blows up, oh my, then turns into his alien form, and then gets melted in the blast. And then we get and then we see the what they call it, Praxis explosion, don't we? They use the Praxis explosion. Hang on, I've missed it. Of the ship blowing up. Have I gone past it? We're going to show it. Have I gone past it? Or is it going to happen again? No. Oh, hang on. Where is it? Oh, there we go. There we go. No. Where is it? Oh, there we go. I knew we were there somewhere. I thought, oh, there we go. The Praxis explosion, the USS Excelsior's just, turning into the wave as we speak. Okay, if you want to play that game, it's an Asgard bred with an Unis to become a better host. Ooh, see, there you go. There's an answer for everything, isn't there? I don't like the Unis. I don't like them. Always skip the Unis episodes. Don't know why, I just don't. Just don't like them. Anyway, meanwhile, Praxis is exploding, look. Turn her into the wave. And they're all happy, looking up, and bits of Ra's ships raining down on them. But another rebellion has gone swimmingly. So they're all free now. Free to live lives on a barren planet. Why do they take them all back to Earth? Illegal immigrants. Anyway, meanwhile, it doesn't show us, but they're getting ready to go back to Earth. Daniel's somehow figured out how to get the gate going. Don't know what he's done, but it shows it in a minute. I think you can see it. You can see that he's activated it, because you can see it glowing. Don't know how. Maybe he had a automatic. Maybe Rad had something. Don't know, but he's worked it out. Or maybe they've just turned because you can turn them manually, can't you? So maybe he's just turned them manually. But what did they use for a power source? Don't know. Maybe they had an old truck lying about. Don't know. Or maybe they used something from, what Ra had. I don't know, but anyway. I like the first Unis episode with Thor's hammer, and the one where he plays a servant of Satan. But once they get to the Unis colonies, I don't like them either. I don't like any of them. I don't like any of them. I don't know why, 'cause I like monsters and stuff. The Unis are kind of monsters, are they? Like, misunderstood monsters, but, monsterish. But for some reason, I don't like them. I don't know why. Anyway, so he's saying, Daniel's deciding to stay because he's married now, so he can't leave his wife, can he? So he's deciding to stay. Remember, there's no family on Earth. He's fine. He's going to stay there. And Jack's going back with his men that's left. Are they going to take the bodies of Brown and Freeman? I presume they'll take them back, won't they? They must have to. So they're going to go back, and he's saying, yes, everything's fine. I'm going back now. All right, Daniel gives Jack the necklace that Catherine gave him. There we go. So, says, okay, I will. There you go. So off he goes. And that's the end of the film. He just goes into the Stargate, heads back to Earth. And then off he goes. And then we do the going through the wormhole. Yeah, we go, giving it all that. And then it says the end. Because apparently that's how they wanted it to end, saying the end. Because it's that sort of film, whatever that means. But so if it were going to be a trilogy, why did it say the end? Because it wasn't going to be a trilogy until they decided they were going to, after the series had started, they were going to do their own films. But anyway. Josh Temple must head out. See you later, Josh Temple. I don't always say your full name, but just to differentiate you from the other Joshes. But anyway, see you later, mate. See you later. Thanks for joining us. Funny you say that, in the movie sequel novels, I think they actually do hook up trucks to the gate. They did it in Stargate Origins, didn't they? They hooked up the gate to a truck. That's how they got it going. And people didn't like that. But anywho. So that's it. That's the end of Stargate. A great film. I love Stargate. I do like the series more because it expands on it and explains stuff and makes it better, in my opinion. But you just got to try and forget what's in the film. But Wyngrace has got an answer for everything, so it's fine. Wyngrace can explain away the inconsistencies between the film and the series. But anyway, so there we go. Cool film. Go and watch SG-1 now. Children of the Gods, which I think is a better film than this. I do. I honestly think Children of the Gods is a better bit of entertainment. It was released, actually. I know it was released in South Africa. I think it was South Africa. As Stargate 2. Probably in other places as well. Probably, theatrically. But I don't know where else. But I do like Children of the Gods. The pilot episode of SG-1 I think is better than this. But anyway. That's half the fun if you can write an answer to explain things. Yes, it is. Can't beat a good bit of headcanon. I actually worked out some headcanon. I've gone and forgotten it. I should have written it down. Because I was watching it, I'm thinking, I wonder if that explains such and such. It might have been the moon thing that you mentioned. It could have been that. I can't remember. That's why I hate magical nonsense technology in Star Trek Future. It's in 32nd century Star Trek. It's just magic. Anyway. It's a cool film. Anyway, let's get rid of that then. And make myself big. There we go. So, that's the end of Stargate. But it's not. It's just the beginning of Stargate, isn't it? Because we went on to do SG-1, 10 seasons of that, and 5 seasons of Stargate Atlantis, and 2 seasons of Stargate Universe, 1 season of Stargate Infinity, which I've only seen the 10 minutes of the first episode, and it was bloody awful. But anyway. And hopefully we'll get more from Amazon, but they're just dragging their heels, and I don't know why. You think it'd be easy, wouldn't you? They've got people there willing to do stuff. Brad Wright, Joe Malozzi. They're willing and able to do it. Actors that are willing to come back. They've said they'll come back. Why aren't they doing it? I don't know. The scripts that have been written, why don't they just say, do it here, have, I don't know, $20 million or whatever. It's nothing to Amazon, is it? How much did The Boys cost them to make? A lot. I bet that was $20 million an episode. Bet it was. The Boys. Anyway. But no. No Stargate for us. Anymore. But at least we've got us old Stargate. Infinity was a good concept, hopping from planet to planet and taking trucks that can go through the gate, but it sucked otherwise. I think they could go 2 ways as well. I think. Through an open wormhole. Anyway. Never mind. Right, we'll leave it there. So, Stargate, cool film. Go and watch it. Watch the extended version. There's only like 2 or 3, bits in it that aren't in the theatrical release. But it's a great film with a great score. It's the score kind of elevates the film higher than it really should be. But it is a good fun sci-fi action adventure, and I like it because of the ancient aliens aspect to it. That kind of gets my juices flowing, so to speak. They also revealed the ancients were a big mermaid flying aliens. Was this before we found out they were just people? Is this when what you mean, like, I forgot her name, that that were on that planet that speaks in, like, Tibetan, riddles and stuff. Oma, what's the face? I'm doing that because she flies about, doesn't she? That sort of thing. I don't know. As I said, I didn't watch much of Stargate Infinity. Maybe I'll watch it because I've got it on my computer. Acquired legally. Yes, this was before the ancients were revealed in the show. Oh, right, okay. Right, so we'll leave it there. So, anyway, what's coming up next? I don't know, I can't remember. Let's have a look. That's Stargate. That's coming up later. Oh, aye, Friday. This Friday. Appointment with Fear. Wednesday I'll have my news stream, probably. I always say that just in case I can't be bothered. Friday, Appointment with Fear. We've got a double bill. Oh, God. Why did I decide to do a double bill? I don't know. I hate doing double bills because they take forever, but never mind. We're doing... Hang on. Just bear with me. Where have I put it? Just bear with me. We're doing... There we go. Let me get rid of that again. No, just full screen it. Full screen it, you silly bugger. There we go. We're doing... There we go. Murder by Decree, Sherlock Holmes, Jack the Ripper film, starring Christopher Plummer and James Mason, Donald Sutherland, Anthony Quayle, and many, many more. And then after that, we're doing... hang on. That's, by the way, I haven't got a physical copy of that. I haven't got it on DVD or anything, but I've got it on Amazon Prime. You purchased this. Look, I purchased it. Anyway, so that's first up, and then after that I'll be watching From Hell, starring Johnny Depp, based on the graphic novel by insane wizard Alan Moore. From Hell, cool film. There we go. So that's what's coming up on Friday. Both directors' cut of Rebel Moon. No, but will Sci-Fi Quest be doing the watch party? Because he did the first two, didn't he? I think he secretly loves it. Anyway, right, so that's what's coming up. Right, we'll leave it there. So thanks, Win Grace. Thanks, Joshua Knapkit and Josh Temple. And who else did we have? I've forgotten because I'm an idiot. Where are you? You're here somewhere. I'm scrolling. Justin 34, that's what we're looking for. Justin 34. Thank you, Justin 34. I think we had somebody else as well, didn't we? Further back. Justin 34 and Scottish Geek Guy popped in. Thanks, Jimmy. And I think we had another one. Laura Smith. Yes, thank you, Laura Smith. And that was it. I thought we had another one. I might be thinking of me Tomb Raider stream earlier on. I'm thinking of that one. Oh dear. So thank you everybody for keeping me company. He likes Rebel Moon more than Alien. Yes, he does. I think he's looking forward to the director's cuts of Rebel Moon more than he's looking forward to Alien Romulus. Don't worry, he'll never know I've said that. Because nobody watches these. Right, we'll leave it there. So, thanks for watching, wherever you are. Look after each other. And until next time, I'll say the...